A very warm welcoming to all the participants who are joining our first MSM Live for Mount St. Vincent University 2021. Thank you all the partners who are joining us from India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. My name is Chitra Saini, and I'm India Subcontinent Manager for Mount St. Vincent University, working with AmScare Media. AmScare Media is a platform, is a office for some of the Canadian, US, or European institute at global or the country level. You can also visit our portal, MSM Unify, to know more about the institution AmScare Media is representing. In this today's webinar, me and my colleague Garishma is going to talk about Mount St. Vincent University, the city where we are located, Halifax, the programs we are offering for coming intake, the USP of these programs, entry requirements, and we will also be addressing all the challenges we might face in 2021. As we all know that year 2020 was a very, very challenging year for international education industry. And this year as well, we are still having COVID. There are countries going into lockdown. Also, the center board exams got delayed. We are trying our level best to answer all your questions today. In case we miss any of your queries, do not worry about it. Me and my colleague Garishma will get back to you via emails. So without any further ado, I'll start with the presentation about Mount St. Vincent University. Mount St. Vincent University was established in 1873. And I'm really proud to say that it was the first institute to focus on the women education. Back in 1873, there were no institute where women can go and get their higher education. In 1925, we become a public university. And in 1960, Mount St. Vincent University become a co-ed university. We are located in Halifax, the capital city of Nova Scotia, Canada. Mount is a small and supportive community with a big city experience. Before moving ahead, I would like to show you our campus video. It's an aerial view so that you'll get an idea what kind of campus we are having. Let's have a look at the campus first. I hope you all like our beautiful campus. It's a 40-acre, lush green, beautiful campus located just 7 to 8 minute drive away from the downtown and one road across the ocean. So in this slide, I'm going to discuss about the major USPs about the Mount, why a student should join Mount St. Vincent University. There are many reasons, and one of them is our small class size. At Mount, we do understand the value of a great interaction with the professors. And we also need to understand one thing, the education pattern the students are following in their home country is very different than they are going to follow in Canada. With our small class size, it is very easier for the students to adapt new education pattern. With a smaller class size of 23 students, every student will have an interaction with their professor. And for us, students are very, very important. They are not just a roll number. All the professors know their student by their name and their face. We believe that great interaction is the key to good academics, and that reflects on the academic of our all the students. Next is diversity, exposure. At Mount St. Vincent University, we are having 4,300 students from 77 different countries. And you'll be surprised to know that 80% of our student population is from Canada. So the students are not going to miss out on the Canadian exposure. What's more, the 20% of the student body is from 77 different countries. That means students are going to get to know more cultures, the way the people are working. So it will be a great learning for all the students, and it will help our students to develop a broader outlook towards their future life and their career. We also have some of really good cutting edge research opportunities. And this is not limited to masters. We have some of the undergrad programs with some research opportunities. And what is very important, I believe, hand-on experience. You will agree with me that the students who have some kind of hand-on experience in their education, they do better in their future job. And at our all undergrad level of programs, be it a Bachelor of Arts, Science, or Professional Studies, we do have some sort of hand experience. It could be anything. It could be an internship, a paid co-op, or a practicum. It prepares our students to implement all their skills into the real job environment. So we are helping our student into the transition from a student to a professional by providing them hand-on experience within their program itself. Next is affordable fees. We all know that this actually matters. We are offering our undergrad programs at a very affordable fees, and that same goes to our master programs. I'm going to discuss about the fees and tuition in the coming slides. Now, where is Halifax located? This is very important because the students are going to spend almost 3 to 4 years of their life here in Halifax while they will be an international student at Mount St. Vincent University. Well, Halifax is the capital city of Nova Scotia, and Nova Scotia is an Atlantic province located into the far east corner of Canada. Halifax is located on the sea coast. It's just 2 hour flight away from Toronto and New York. And if somebody want to fly to Vancouver or maybe to London in England, it will take 6.5 hour flight. Climate wise, it is a beautiful city because it's located on the sea coast. So the temperature will be somewhere 5 degrees to -5 degrees during winters. And on some days, it could be -10 degrees. So climate wise, there is no problem. It is better than the most part of Canada. If I talk about the opportunities, Halifax is having the second largest port of Canada. And there are more than 2,000 industries, and there will be more industries coming to Halifax in the coming years to cut down their transportation cost. So there will be a lot of full-time job opportunities within the city itself once the student graduate from Mount St. Vincent University or any post-secondary institute in Halifax. If I talk about the part-time opportunities, Halifax is one of the top tourist destinations on the rise globally. We are having more than 40 beaches in Halifax, and there are more than 900 parks. Please note, there are no jobs available into the tourism sector because of the pandemic. But once things back to normal, there will be a lot of job available into the tourism sector. So here I have covered about the climatic condition, where we are located, how far we are from Toronto and New York, also the part-time and the full-time job opportunities within the city. I'm having a very informative video about the city. It will give you some insight about the opportunities for your students in the city. Let's have a look at the video first. So Halifax Partnership is an initiative by Halifax government to promote Halifax as a business hub. As I told you, Halifax is a business hub. There are more than 2,000 industries in Halifax, which create full-time job opportunities. And there will be more industries coming to Halifax. That's what Halifax Partnership is doing. They also encourage employers to hire the local talent. And the local talent is the student who will be graduating from the post-secondary institute located in Halifax. Let's have a quick review about the city. Halifax is located on the sea coast. Here you can see some of the pictures of our beautiful skyline. Also, it is the largest city in Atlantic Canada. The population of Halifax is 4.5 lakh, and you'll be surprised to know that every year 60,000 students call Halifax their home for post-secondary institutes. That's why it is also known as the smart city of Canada. We are having 6 post-secondary institutes, which are public institutes located just 10-minute drive away from one another. The city is very diverse. There are people from all around the world. It is very safe and welcoming city. Now, I'm going to talk about where the university is located in the city. Well, Mount St. Vincent University is just 7 minutes outside the downtown. It's not very far. So the students won't be spending most of their time on daily travel. If somebody is using a public transportation, it may take 10 to 15 minutes to reach the university. And what's the best part? If the student is living anywhere in the Halifax, they can reach the university by public transportation because all the major route buses stop by the university campus. It's a 40-acre beautiful lush green campus located one road across the ocean. Some of our classrooms offer a beautiful view to the ocean front, and it is a very connected campus. So what I mean by connected campus, there are three reasons why we call it connected campus. First, it is very, very accessible. The student may live anywhere in the Halifax, but they can reach the university by public transportation. Second, we are having 3 residents at our university campus. And one of our residents is connected with the old block of the university through overbridge tunnels. That means if there is heavy rain or snow, the students don't have to go out to move from class to library, library to cafeteria, to their labs. They can just move to one block of the university to the other block of the university through these overbridge tunnels. Also, the third reason is if some students want to go for off-campus residence, they don't have to worry about it. There are plenty of options at a walking distance as well. But they have to start early to find a accommodation as a walking distance from the university. It's a small campus of 40 acres, but your student will not miss out on any of opportunity, be it a quality education, great interaction with the professor, hand-on experience, scholarships, volunteer work, or job fairs. We have everything. In terms of international student support, we are providing excellent services, which start from free airport pickup till career planning. Mount St. Vincent University is offering a free airport pickup to all the students, but it will be just one day before the orientation. The student has to update us in advance for that. In addition to that, we do have academic counselors. We also have personal counselor. Academic counselor will help student if they face any challenge into their academics, if they are not able to understand anything, if they need their assistance to register some courses. But why do we have personal counselor? We need to understand these things. That these kids who are going to Canada for their higher education, they are into their teenage, maybe 18, 19. And if a student is going for the graduate program, they are also 23, 24 maximum. They don't know much about Canada. They don't know more about their work right, social insurance number, healthcare, banking, or taxation in Canada. In that case, they can reach out to the personal counselor and get the right information. We also have certified immigration advisor at university campus. So if your students want to know about the right immigration policy, they can fix up an appointment with Paula Barry, who is our associate vice president for student experience. And she's working very closely with the students for their better experience at the university. So your students don't have to worry about it whether they are going to get the right information about immigration or not, because university is covering it for them. This person is not going to help them in visa filing or filing for their permanent residency, but can tell them whether these immigration policies are correct or not correct. Also, we have career planning. So how does career planning help the students? The career planning team organize workshop on resume writing, interview preparation, and also organize job fairs. Job fairs are great platform to showcase the potential to the employer. All the students get a chance to interact with the employers and to prove themselves. We are really proud that Mount St. Vincent University is having a history of 40 years of experience in arranging co-op for its students. So some of our programs got hired on spot in these job fairs. And since all our students will be having some sort of hand-on experience, they'll be more prepared for the future job market. Now I am going to talk about the on-campus residence. This is also very, very important because these days we are getting a lot of inquiries about on-campus residence. Even before the pandemic, 35% of our students prefer to take on-campus accommodation for first year. We do have 3 residents, the CC Hall, Bridges, and the West Wall. The best part about the accommodation is that no student has to share their room with any another student. All the students will get their own private room with a single bed, a full-size closet, a dresser, a study table with a lockable door. In addition to that, there will be shared lounge area, pantry, a laundry area where there are many washing machines are fitted, so your students don't have to worry about these things as well. The students don't have to pay extra for the electricity or the Wi-Fi. And this also include 3-time meal plan. We also have a 24/7 security at our university campus. So this is one of the safest option to reside in Halifax. But if somebody want to go for off campus, there are many options at walking distance and within a radius of 7 to 8 kilometers. So now I'm going to talk about our sports team. We are really proud of our sports team. We call them Mystic Nation. We do have team for basketball, soccer, volleyball, and cross country run. Why I'm discussing about this sports team? Because we do have a option. If one of your student got selected at any of these teams, they don't have to pay their residence fees. It will not be decided from the home country. Your student should be at Mount campus. They need to go for the selection. If they got selected, they don't have to pay for their accommodation cost. They will be residing at Mount St. Vincent University residence without paying anything. Now I'm going to talk about that Mount St. Vincent University is a global community. We do have a huge diversity at university campus, but we also have 19 exchange partner in 16 different countries. And this help our students to get more exposure. Our students can go to these 19 exchange partners if they meet the requirements, and vice versa, their students are coming to Mount St. Vincent University for one semester or whole 1 year of classes. This help our students to develop more and more experience to their knowledge, how the other companies, other countries job network is working. It is very, very helpful, and it strengthens the resume of all the students who will be going for the student exchange program. I'm sorry, I forget to update it here. It's not 18, but 20% of our student population is from outside Canada. But the top recruiter countries are Bahamas, India, China, West Africa, Southeast Asia. Now I'm going to talk about the hand-on experience I was talking earlier, because at Mount St. Vincent University, we believe in learning by doing. That's why we are having hand-on experience in all our undergrad programs. We call it experimental learning. So it could be internship, a co-op, or practicum. Co-op will always be paid. Internship and practicum could be or could not be paid. For all our Bachelor of Arts and Science, we are having a mandatory 13 or more week internship in the third year of bachelor degree. But for our professional studies, which are again a 4-year bachelor degree, it could be a co-op, which is an entire work term, an internship, or a practicum. I'm going to discuss about these programs in the coming slide. So these are the programs we are offering at Mount St. Vincent University. I'm going to discuss about all the programs, and I'll try to cover the major USPs of most of the programs. We do offer 2-year diploma programs in business administration and tourism and hospitality management. These 2 diploma programs are available for all the intakes, January, May, and September. For now, we are accepting application for May 2021 and September 2021. And we are also accepting conditional applications on the basis of predicted scorecard of grade 12th and IELTS. Student can submit both the result later on. And the application fees for all the bachelor degrees or diploma programs is just $40. So the major USPs of these 2 programs, these are the 2-year programs, but there will be some hour of practicum included in these programs. Also, Halifax is a business hub and one of the top tourist destinations on the rise globally. That means there will be ample job opportunities within the city after the graduation of from these programs for every student. This is the major USP for these programs. But for both these programs, we required grade 12th English and mathematics. We do understand that the mathematics is not a mandatory subject in India. So those who haven't studied mathematics, they can still study these programs at Mount St. Vincent University. I'm going to discuss about that option after this slide. Then we do have Bachelor of Arts. Bachelor of Arts, we are having various majors. The student can select from Canadian Studies, which is more about Canada, economical, geographical, and political background. Communication, Bachelor of Arts Communication is offered by only Mount St. Vincent University in Canada. Then economics, genetology, mathematics, psychology, anthropology, women's studies, student can go for any of the major. I'm also going to share a program matrix with all of you after this session. Me and my colleague Garishma will email you with all the promotional material and all the informative material which will help you to guide your students for future. Next, we have Bachelor of Science. Under this category, we offer only general programs: biology, chemistry, mathematics, psychology, and general studies. Now, you might be confused that we are offering BA Psychology and BSc Psychology. So what is the difference? The only difference is that 20 to 30% of the courses are different. Other than that, there is no difference. Please do not get confused that Bachelor of Science Psychology is clinical psychology. No, it is not clinical psychology. We also offer honors in psychology, for which student cannot apply from the home country, but if they maintain their GPA in first 2 years, they can request to do honors in psychology at Mount St. Vincent University. Next, we do have professional studies. Professional studies are really amazing program with more work component inbuilt in these. You can say these are job ready programs. I'm going to cover all these 5 programs in detail. I will also connect all these programs with the job market. The first program is Child and Youth Study. This is the only university level program in Atlantic Canada. In 16 Atlantic University, no other university is offering a 4-year child and youth study. Also, we are having a 500 hour of practicum with this program. That means our students will gain 500 hour of experience working with kids and teenagers. If I have to connect it with the job market, I'm really happy to tell you that the Nova Scotia is the first province of Canada to focus on the pre-primary education. And there are a lot of job opportunities for the pre-primary teachers. Since in Atlantic Canada, there is no university which is offering child and youth study other than Mount St. Vincent University. And our student will also have 500 hours of experience working with kids and youth. They are great fit for these jobs. Next, we do have Bachelor of Business Administration. We do offer 7 different majors. Student can go for accounting, international option, general studies, management, marketing, non-profit leadership, and strategic human resource management. So all these majors are having lot of career opportunities within Halifax because Halifax is a business hub and there are more than 2,000 industries. One more important thing about this program that there will be one optional co-op, 1-year optional co-op. So those who will be going for the optional co-op, they'll be completing their co-op during the break. So the duration of the program will be 4.5 years for those who will be opting for the co-op. But the benefit of the taking co-op will help students to build a strong network into the same sector because they'll be working for 3 terms. Like there will be 3 co-op, so they'll be working almost 12 months with different companies. It helps them to build their network, to gain some experience into the relevant industry. Also, all the students for our Bachelor of Business Administration will also be able to get access to Halifax Chamber of Commerce. Halifax Chamber of Commerce is an association where all the small and big industries are member. So it will help our students to have a strong network across all the job market. The next program we have is Bachelor of Public Relations, and this is a feather in our hat. Why I'm saying this, in 1977, Mount St. Vincent University established Bachelor of Public Relations. This was the first Bachelor of Public Relations program in Canada. We not only established this program, we established cooperative education with this program. There are 3 paid co-op with public relations. This program is available in September 2021 intake now. And the students who are going for this program, they usually get $14 in their first co-op. And some of our students who are doing really good, they'll get more than $20 in their final co-op. The next program is Bachelor of Science Applied Human Nutrition. This is an accredited program. There are 3 options. The student can also go for the non-accredited, but for those who want to be a registered dietitian, they can go for the accredited program. This program is accredited by the Dietetics of Canada, and there are only 16 institutes in the whole Canada to offer this accredited program. The next program we have Tourism and Hospitality Management. We were the first university in Canada to establish a cooperative education with tourism and hospitality management. And we also have a teaching kitchen. So whatever your student will be learning into the theory classes, they'll be gaining hand-on experience into the teaching classes. Then we have co-op with this program, and also the city where we are located is having a lot of job opportunities, part-time and full-time into the tourism sector. So you can say we are one of the best option to study tourism and hospitality management. These are the programs we are offering at undergrad level. All these programs are open for September 2021 intake. And for May 2021 intake, other than Bachelor of Public Relations, all the programs are available. For those students who are going to appear for their grade 12th exam in 2021, or for those students who haven't appeared for their IELTS, you can still submit their application conditionally. The application fees is $40. And by accepting conditional application, we can overcome one challenge. We all know that the center board exam has been postponed. So the result will be out somewhere in June. If the students start their process in June, they will miss out the September intake. So you can accept these students, you can recruit these students for Mount St. Vincent University on the basis of predicted scorecard, which should state their overall percentage from the school and each subject wise. And they can also
Hello everyone. Sorry for the interruption. I believe Chitra lost her internet connection. So basically we were talking about the programs. So just give me a moment. I will share my screen. So yeah, hope my screen is visible to all of you. So Chitra, like we were talking about tourism and hospitality management course. So basically, we are giving co-op in this particular course, and with that, we were discussing about the Vincent Kitchen. Right, we have a kitchen inside our campus where whatever student learn under this particular program, that is tourism and hospitality management, they actually go and implement all the theoretical knowledge they gain in that particular course to the practical knowledge, so that before they go for their original co-op, they will have the good on-hand work experience, right? So that's basically our professional studies courses. So these are all about our courses that we offer in undergrad degrees. Now talking about the requirements for this programs is we need minimum of 60% overall in the 12th grade, and we need 5 core subjects in it. Student have to have 5 core subject in the 12th grade, and students should not have less than 50 marks in any of the core subjects. That's the minimum criteria that we follow for any of the student if he wants to join MSVU. Now talking about basically when any of the application are coming from any state boards, we don't require anything else, but any of the application coming from CBSE board, we need admit card to be sent while you guys are sending us an application. So that's something which is important to note for sure whenever you are sending any of the applications to us. Now we discussed the academic requirements. Now talking about IELTS, English language, we do not accept PTE. We do not accept Duolingo test, and also we do not accept the general IELTS as well. The only thing we IELTS accept is the IELTS which has to be academic one. So in IELTS, we need minimum of 6.5 overall, and students should not have less than 6 band in any of the module. So that is a set IELTS structure that we have. We also accept TOEFL scores. Yes, 93 should be the overall score if student is planning to come to us. So that's about the academic requirements and the English requirement that we need for all of the students who are coming to us basically. Now we also have few master's courses in our program, but I will not be discussing all of the master's program one to one. Now the most important part is the mathematics. So lot of, like, according to the Canada education system, we require mathematics. We also require mathematics as one of the subject in the 12th grade. But let's say student don't have mathematics, that's still okay. We do accept student without mathematics. But the only thing is we are offering a conditional offer letter to all of the students initially, that they will go with BA in general studies, right? It's just that student need to learn mathematics as one of the additional subject.
I hope I am not late. There is a power cut at my end.
Yeah, that's okay, Chitra. I covered the rest courses, like you were on the professional studies. So I discussed the academic and IELTS requirement, and I was just discussing the mathematics. So you can take over. Can you hear me, Chitra? Hello. She again got stuck, I believe. Chitra, can you hear me? Okay, so maths is something that we require, but let's say students don't have maths, they can definitely come to us with BA in General Studies, where students need to study maths in first semester and successfully completion of mathematics in the first semester, along with the subject which is inclined towards their transition to the subject that they want to in the second semesters. They can take an internal transfer to the second semester itself. So that's only about the math. And many of the time, if you say that student need to study mathematics in first semester basically, so a lot of students are scared about mathematics. But the mathematics, I would like to tell you, the mathematics that students are going to learn in the BA general studies, or let's say in a first semester, it is not going to be the calculus, derivation and integration, but it is going to be a simple basic accounts, basic statistics, and the basic maths, which is going to help them out in their future career, basically. So that's all about the mathematics that we are going to share over here. So successfully completion of the first. So successfully completion of the first semester along with the mathematics, student can take a transfer to immediate second semester in the desired course they want to. So even if they don't have maths, you don't need to worry about. You can surely send all of your kids without mathematics to Mount St. Vincent University. And I would like to tell you the additional cost for the mathematics is going to be $2,000. So that's something which is associated with it. Now, yes, the requirements that we have in terms of English is 6.5 overall with no less than 6. But let's say if any of the student have 6 with 6 straight, basically from India and Pakistan, we are taking SDS cases only. So if student has 6 with 6 each, they can surely come to us, but they have to come with the additional program that we call as an UBP, University Bridging Program, which is 3 weeks of course, that the additional cost will be $4,000. Same goes with masters. Our masters requirement is overall 7 with no less than 6.5. But any student have 6.5 overall with no less than 6. They are welcome to us with GPP, that is Graduate Preparatory Program. And the duration goes same, 3 weeks of course. Fees, the additional will be $4,000. And the program UBP and GPP student have to complete before their main course start date. And yeah, one thing I really want to mention over here is the student who are going with UBP and GPP to bachelor's and masters, their transitions are more easy basically, and they're doing very well in their bachelor's and their masters than the direct students, because in UBP and GPP, the basics are something that they clear uh, in that 3 weeks of duration. Because in UBP and GPP, students are not going to learn only English, but along with the English, they're also going to learn some basic subjects which are going to help them for their future courses. That is for bachelor's or master's they are going for. So this is something, if along with the UBP and GPP students are going, they are going to perform very well in their bachelor's and master's for sure. Now there are some language exemptions, like if the student who are from IGCE or IB board, they do not require IELTS score. Without any of the English proficiency test, we can take them up. Now the most important part is a scholarship thing. Now I just give me a moment. Chitra, are you back?
Yes, Garishma, I am back.
You want to take over?
Yeah, I'll take over for the.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I'll
stop sharing my screen, or should I do this?
You can keep your screen up here.
Perfect.
I'll use it.
Sure.
So, you can for scholarships, we are really proud Mount St. Vincent University offer 3 million scholarship and financial aid to its students every year. The most important thing you need to remember that we do not offer scholarship for our January and May intake. We offer scholarship only for fall intake, that is September. And the deadline for the coming fall intake for scholarship is 1st March. The students who are expecting 80% or higher in their grade 12th, they can also apply for it if they apply conditionally before 1st March. We do not offer any entrance level scholarship for master programs. It is only for undergrad programs. The requirement is guaranteed 80% or higher in grade 12th. If those students are not having their result and they are applying on the basis of predicted scorecard, they'll be getting a scholarship letter with an estimated cost. And if they'll score 80% or higher, they'll get their final scholarship letter. The range of the scholarship for 4 years will be $2,800 to $32,000. That means per year, the student will get $700 to $8,000 scholarship, and it is renewable if the student maintains 3.5 GPA. So the student with 80% will get the smallest share of the scholarship. The student with the higher percentage like 89, 90, 95% will get the major share of the scholarship. In addition to that, we also have a presidential scholarship, and this is the most prestigious scholarship we are offering. There are 6 to 7 seats every year, and it's a full ride scholarship. What does I mean by full ride? That means students don't have to pay for their tuition, their meal plan, textbook, or the residence cost. Yes, everything will be free. So what are the requirements for presidential scholarship? The student need to be extraordinary. The percentage in grade 12 must be 92 to 100%. The student must contribute towards the community, must participate in the co-curriculum activities, and please note this is not guaranteed. So only the best 6 to 7 student will get it. And it is also renewable. if the student maintain their GPA at university and they continue to contribute towards the community, participate into the volunteer work, they will get presidential scholarship for their next year as well. So the student can complete a bachelor degree, the 4 year of bachelor degree without paying any fees at Mount St. Vincent University. Then, sorry, I forget to mention the partner who will be sending such profile. And if one of your student got selected for presidential scholarship, you don't have to worry about it. Your commission will be there. That's what I really wanted to discuss here. Then we do have leadership award. So what are leadership award? Leadership award is for those students who got selected for the entrance scholarship. That means they must have 80% in their grade 12. And then if they will be contributing towards the community, or they'll be active on the campus, guiding new students or doing volunteer work, these students will get 1 year residence at university without any cost. This is again a good thing. If the students are active at the university campus, they don't have to pay for their 1 year accommodation. It will help them to save some money. For those students who miss out on the scholarship, but then they perform good at university, score 3.5 GPA in their semester exams, they will automatically get in-course scholarship. Apart from scholarship, we do have bursaries. These are need-based scholarships. All the students get to know about these bursaries, and if the student got selected for it, they might be eligible up to $2,000 bursaries per year. Last year, some of our students from India and Bangladesh got bursaries. Some got $1,000 and a few got $2,000 bursaries. Back in the year 2019, we were having 300 part-time jobs available at university. So these 300 part-time jobs were all around the year. But during the pandemic, we are not having these jobs. We were allowing our students to work at campus 12 hours per week, and we were paying them $13 per hour. We are hoping that once the things will be back to normal and we will be having in-person classes at our campus, we will be offering these jobs again to support all our students. And the students get to know about all the part-time job vacancies through the social media handles. Grishma, can you just move the slide? Now I'm going to talk about tuition and fees. And I'm really happy to tell you that we are offering the lowest tuition fee in Nova Scotia. For our undergrad program, the fees are approximately $16,700. And for masters, it's $18,000 to $20,000 for the entire duration of the program. The fees I have told you here for undergrad, it's just the tuition. In addition to tuition, the student has to pay for health insurance, which is $654. Apart from that, UPass. So UPass is basically a transportation scheme which allows the students to commute within the city all around the year without paying every time. So it will cost somewhere like $200 to $220 for one academic year, and the student union fees. So altogether, the first year fees for undergrad will be somewhere $17,800. This is the estimated fees. And for the graduate, it is $18,000 to $20,000. For graduate programs, fees can vary from student to student. And why is that? Because sometimes the students are not meeting all the course content requirement for the graduate program. In that case, they might have to take some of the undergrad courses. And because of that, the fees may vary. The residence fees is $9,500 to $11,000, which include 3-time meal plan. Health cover, I have already included into the tuition fees. Now, the most important thing, we do have a very, very unique discount. We call it sibling discount. So if there are two siblings who apply together for a bachelor degree at Mount St. Vincent University, and if it's their first bachelor degree, the first sibling has to pay 100% of the tuition but the second sibling has to pay just 50% of the tuition for the all 4 year. Please note this discount is not applicable on diploma programs or any graduate program. This is only for bachelor degree. But if the first sibling is joining, let's say in fall 2021, and the second sibling is joining after 1 or 2 years, the second sibling will still get 50% discount till the first sibling is studying at university. So this is really good, and we are having this sibling discount to support the families who want to send two of their kids to Mount St. Vincent University for their bachelor degree, to support the parents so that it won't be heavy on their pocket to afford the fees for two of their kids for the bachelor program. So this is really important. Whenever you are sending us any application for sibling discount, please do not forget to mention it in the email, because both the siblings need to fill a sibling discount form. Without that, the sibling will not get any discount. So please make a note of it. So this was all about Mount St. Vincent University, the programs we are offering, what kind of support we are offering to our students. Now, how you can apply. So to apply for Mount St. Vincent University, please make a note, do not apply through online portal. If you submit your application from Mount St. Vincent University website portal, the application will be terminated. You need to send an email at india@msvu.ca. You are also going to receive an email from my colleague Garishma and Mansi regarding the complete application flow chart. Even Garishma is going to cover that for you in coming slides. So you just have to send the complete application. And if you are having a doubt, you want an assessment, you can send the student document to us for assessment for any undergrad programs. We will assess the profile for you and let you know for which program the student is eligible. For the complete application, you need to fill the application form, credit card form, and you need to send it with all the student documents to india@msvu.ca. The application fees for undergrad is $40, 50 for our graduate programs. We also need transcript, but because of the pandemic, we do understand the institute all across the country are closed. So electronic transcripts are okay, but for CBSE, ICSE students, we required their admit card. That is important. So please do not submit your application through online portal, because the application will be terminated and then there will be a delay for the acceptance. That's what I just want to tell you. Also, I want to tell you that we are accepting conditional application. I know I have covered it many times into the presentation, but why I'm telling you now again, because we need to understand this year is again going to be very, very challenging, because there are many countries which are again going into the lockdown. Uh, I hope May will be again online intake. So the student has to take online classes, and then the center board exams got delayed. The students will be getting their result in June. So they might skip online September intake. So that's why I'm telling you, you can promote our September 2021 and recruit students for conditional acceptance. So they don't need to submit their grade 12th result and IELTS in advance. If they are yet to appear for both the exams, that's okay. You can just provide us grade 12 certificate, mark sheets, passport of the student, and the predicted scorecard. That is enough for the conditional acceptance. And this will help you to get some of the students for September 2021 intake. This was all about Mount St. Vincent University. Now Garishma will be explaining you the right procedure, the right documentation for our coming application, how you can submit the application. It will help you, and please follow the same pattern. Otherwise, it would be difficult, because if you are missing any documents or if you are missing any step, it will be problematic. Over to you, Garishma.
Thank you so much, Chitra. Hope my screen is visible to you. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Myself, Grishma Ambani, and I'm a marketing manager for Mount St. Vincent University. And now I take care for the recruitment of North and West region.
Garishma, your screen is visible.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. So I do take care of recruitment for North and West region. So that's my small introduction. Now, as Chitra told that there are a lot of loopholes while you send us an application. So that is the reason why your application got delayed or there is a delay in getting you the offer letters. So I'm going to tell you the exact way what all sort of documents we need whenever you are sending us an application, so that for us it is easy to process our application at once and we don't need to keep on following you for other documents which are already required for the application, and that is the reason why the application got delayed. So basically starting from the UG application, we need a very simple documents for all the UG application. We just need your student's passport for sure. We need 10th 12th mark sheet, IELTS score, and the passport. That's all we need initially to start the application. With the documents, we need a completely filled application form and a credit card authorization form. Make sure our application fees for the UGs are $40. So make sure whenever you are sending us a credit card authorization form, you mention $40 in that for sure, because a lot of time whenever we are getting applications, people are not like, you guys are not writing the exact amount that has to be deducted, so that is an issue. So you have to write a $40 if you are sending an application for UG, and you have to write a $50 in the credit card authorization form, depending on for what UG or PG you are sending the applications. So for UG application, it's very simple. Passport, 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, your IELTS scorecard, fully filled application form along with the credit card authorization form will do. Here, you just need to make sure if the student is from state board, any state board student from the 12th grade, you just need to send a mark sheet. But if the student is from CBSE board, make sure you send us an admit card so that we can verify the scores online. Because if you fail to send the admit card, your application will be on hold and will not go in the review. So that ultimately delays the offer for the student. So make sure if the student is from CBSE, you do send us an admit card. So that we can process the application easily for you. So that's about UG documentations. And when we talk about PG, initially we need the same, that is 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, the passport, IELTS scorecard, and the undergrad, all the mark sheets and the degree certificate. If the degree certificate is not available, the provisional degree will do for the master's program, for the graduate programs. And make sure you send us a resume, and if any gap are there in the profile, we need a gap proof of the same. So along with all of the academic documents and the gap documents and the work experience proof, we need an, of course, application, fully filled application form and credit card authorization form, where you will write $50 as in figure to deduct. So that's about the documents initially. Whenever you are sending us an application, you have to send. Once you send an application, our admission support, Mansi, will process the application, and you will get the notification that we have processed an application. And now once we will get the student ID, we'll share it with you. Sometimes your card got declined, your fees got declined due to some reasons in your credit card. So no issues, you can send us a credit card again and we can do the needful. Once you have the student, once we are done with the application, you will be notified, and after notification you will get the student ID of the respective student within 24 to 48 hours. Sometimes if it is weekends, it may take some more time, that is 48 to 72 working hours, but generally we share the student ID by 24 to 48 hours itself. And once you have the student ID, you will get the same. And make sure for every student you are sending us, once you have the student ID, you send us an EIRF form to us, which is very important. That shows that the student belongs to the particular agency. So that is very easy for us to know that the student belongs to which agency. So make sure for every student, EIRF form is something that without fail you have to send, because that's not something that we need initially at the time of application, but once the student get enrolled, if you are sending us the things after that, you are not going to face any issues in terms of your invoices. So make sure EIRF is something that you send for each and every student you are doing the application with MSVU. Now, yes, once you send the EIRF form, you have a student ID. Within that, after completion of the whole application, you will receive the acceptance, that is an email acceptance for all the UG program within 2 to 3 weeks. That is roughly around 7 to 8 working days mostly. So you will get the email acceptance from the students, from the university. So once you have the email acceptance, you need to pay $500 of non-refundable deposit to get the LOA, that is letter of acceptance. So once you pay the 500 non-refundable deposit, it may take 7 to 8 working days for the university to get you the LOA. So once you have LOA with you, you can pay the tuition fees via Global Pay. We have the link which is given to all our partner agents for sure. We have sent, me and Chitra have sent a lot of time. So do use that link, Global Pay, so that no any mistakes are there in transferring the tuition fees. Because lot of time during transfer, whenever student or you guys are transferring the fees, there are some cases where student ID, mention of student ID is wrong. So that delays the LOA. And we keep on following up and student gets irritated. So make sure you use the Global Pay link so that you can avoid all the mistakes that you might, do during payment. So once you pay the tuition fees, you have to share the TT receipt with us so that we can update the same to the our international team. And after making payment within 7 to 8 working days, all of you can download, like the student can download the tuition fee receipt from the My Mount account portal itself. You don't need to ask us for the tuition fee receipt. Student, after making payment within 7 to 8 working days, student will be able to download their own tuition fee receipt from their My Mount account portal. So that is the reason why during application, make sure the email ID that you provide to us of the student is correct, because the My Mount account portal and the credentials will go directly to the student and not to us or you even. So that is directly going to be shared with the student itself. So student will have all the details of their My Mount account portal. So make sure whenever you are sending us an application, the email ID you mention in that application form is correct, so that there is no issues afterwards. So that's how the UG application goes on. So once you have the tuition fee receipt, you can pay your GIC and apply for your visa part for all the UG program. And yes, do inform us once your student get visa approval. That is something which is very important, because until and unless you don't tell us about the visa status, that the student has got the visa or it's still pending with the CHC, will be unable to tell the academic advisors, because there are a lot of cases where the partners fail to update us about the visa grant of the students, and that leads to delay in the class registrations, because once we tell inform the academic advisor that the students got the visa, so the academic advisor try to get in touch with that particular student, so the student will continue the further process of class registrations and everything easily and quickly. So make sure when you have any refusals or any visas, do update us, or even if your student's visa are on hold, do inform us about the status of the visa filing to avoid the further delays for sure. So that's all about the UG application. Now, talking about the PG applications, once you submit all of the documents, we submit the application, you got the student ID, and after you get the student ID, there are certain supplementary forms which are required for all the PG application, that is graduate application. So we require letter of recommendations, so 3 letter of recommendations. Then we require letter of recommendation forms. So there are some academic forms which are a supplementary form that are already being shared with all of you as a partner agent. So that is something that we need, and make sure you need to send us a letter of recommendation on the letterhead of that particular institute, and also a letter of intent form as well. So both of them are required. Then statement of purpose, SOP, a written word format SOP, and we need resume as well. So basically 4 things are important. One, a letter of recommendation on the letterhead. Then letter of recommendation forms are there, academic and professionals. So these are something that we need, both letter of recommendations and letter of recommendation forms. Then we need a proper SOP in the word format, and also a letter of intent form. So we need all of it along with the resume. So these are the supplementary form that we need for the graduate applications. So you have to send us all of this after once you get the student ID, or if you have all the documents ready with you, you can send it while you send us an application at the first stage itself. So once the application is complete, it goes to under review, that is a faculty review, and faculty review does take time. Yeah, so we are facing issues with our master's application, that it is taking too much time nowadays. Yeah, but that's about the faculty review, that completely depends on them. Now once you have the decision after the faculty review and everything, you will get a complete package along with the LOA, along with the supplementary forms, and after which you will be paying $500 of non-confirmation deposit, or you can pay the complete tuition fees as well, because you will get a complete package of LOA when it comes to graduate application altogether. So after which you can pay your GIC, you can pay your tuition fees, you can download your tuition fee receipt from Students My Mount account portal, and you can submit your visa application. And as I've already informed, do inform us about the student visa approvals for sure. So that's about the flow chart for all of the application, and what step we need, what kind of things, so that it will be easy for you guys to make sure that the student's application that you have sent is not on hold, or is not delaying due to certain reasons. Now, lot of time our partner agents have issues downloading the tuition fee receipt from Students My Mount account portal. Trust me, this is something that students have to do. But yes, of course, being an agency, we also try to help the student for sure. So that is how make sure that student is doing it, because it is very private thing for the student, that is a My Mount account portal. But anyways, if you are planning to help them up, I'll tell you how to download it. So firstly, when you go to our website, that is www.msvu.ca, this is the screen that comes up. You have to click on this thing, that is my mount email, where my cursor is, after which you will get this kind of screen, and you need to click this button which says login to my mount email. Then you will get this kind of screen where you need to put the student's email ID that he will already have from directly university email itself. So here you need to put student's email ID of my mount account and then the password, and you have to sign in. Once you sign in, you will get this kind of screen, after which you have to go to this button which says student account activity and statements. So once you click this student account activity statement, that will take you to this kind of again portal where you have to put the username and the password of the student, which is again already shared with the student by the university itself. So you have to put it like this, and which will lead you to the screen. So this is how the fees that you have paid, and then you can download the receipt. Maybe it's 2021 winter, in whatever intake student is going for or paid the fees, you can just click on it and download the fees receipt from it. You can just view the statement from here, and after viewing you can just download it. So that's how you can download the tuition fee receipt of the student from their My Mount account portal. So that's about the whole application flow chart from my end, and how you should download the tuition fee receipt from the students portal. So if you have any queries related to the documentations or how to process it further, we are open to the questions. Over to you, Chitra.
Thank you, Grishma. It was quite informative. I hope this helped all the partners to submit the application in the right way. So now me and Grishma is going to take Q&A section, and I can see some of the queries here. So one of the partner want to know about 2-year diploma programs along with their requirements. Grishma, would you like to cover it?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to diploma, yes, we do have 2 diplomas to offer, which we offer in all the 3 intakes, that is January, May, and September. So 2 diplomas, one is diploma in business administration, and another one is diploma in tourism and hospitality management. So these are the 2 diplomas that we offer in all the 3 intakes. Now talking about the requirements, first let's talk about academic requirements. So talking about academic, we need overall 60% in the 12th grade, where we need a 5 core subjects in the 12th grade, and students should not have less than 50 marks in any 5 core subjects. So that is basically our academic requirements. So overall 60% in 12th grade, and students should not have less than 50 marks in the core. Talking about IELTS requirement, we need 6.5 overall with no less than 6 for sure. But let's say if student have 6 with 6 each, we still have an option to take them up along with the UBP, that is University Bridging Program, that is an additional of 3 weeks of course, and the additional cost of it will be $4,000.
Thank you, Garishma. Now the next question I'm having about our graduate program. So I would cover it. I do understand that you are having a lot of students for our graduate programs. We do offer 7 graduate programs, and some of the applicants has applied through you and their offer are still pending. So please accept the sincere apology, but I just want to tell you that master's applications work differently than the bachelor or the diploma programs. So for all our master programs, how it works. Once you send the application, we wait for the application to be completed. To complete complete application, we require the letter of recommendation forms, resume, which Grishma has already explained to you. And once the application is complete, then the application will go under faculty review. Now it depends how many application that department is having for the review. So it could take time. It could take 3 months. It could take 4 months. And in some cases, like particularly for the thesis-based program, where we do require a sample research proposal and a supervisor, it may take more time. And also, please note, there is no guarantee that the student will be accepted at Mount St. Vincent University. Even after a review, faculty member can decline any application if they are not satisfied. It could be anything, their letter of recommendation, it could be the content they have studied in their bachelor degree here in India, Nepal, Bangladesh, or maybe Sri Lanka, or it could be the student letter of intent. So for graduate studies, we are at a, recruiters or the admission is not the right person. It's entirely in the hand of the particular department. If you are sending an application for food and nutrition background, so that totally depend into the food and nutrition department. And if you are sending any application for our education programs, that entirely depend into the hand of the education department. So that's what I want to tell you, and that's why we are not covering master's program in this presentation, in this session. But yes, if you are having some of the master's application, you are free to send us, but please make a note, me, Garishma, cannot tell you whether the student is going to get the offer letter or not. We can just do the basic assessment whether the student is eligible to apply. Eligible to apply and eligible for the program is two different things. So what I suggest to you, please focus on the bachelor's and the diploma programs. But if you are having some of the application for like public relations and communication for master level, yes, there are still chances that you'll get the offer letter for these students. So don't worry. If you want to know more about our master programs, you can write to me, Garishma, or my colleague Mansi. I'll just simply tell you, write an email to india@msvu.ca that you want to have a session on master programs, or you want to have a webinar for your students, or you want to know more about university, or you required promotional material or the program matrix. Mansi will definitely send it to you. I hope I'm able to answer your question here. So Garishma, now the next question is about letter of recommendation. So the partner want to know more about letter of recommendation, the process to send to the university, and can it be sent by the student?
Okay, so when it comes to letter of recommendation, let me be very clear. We need 3 letter of recommendation. That has to be a physical copy on the letterhead of that particular institute of the referees. Right now, in the COVID-19 situation where everything was, closed, students who were applying in those duration, when institutes were closed, they were not able to get the physical copy of the letter of recommendation. At that time, we were fined to the referees sending the letter of recommendation directly to our admission department. It is not okay if student is sending the letter of recommendation to the university, but it has to come from the referees who are giving the references. So that is very clear. Like if anyhow still the institutions are closed, we are okay having the online letter of recommendation, but that letter of recommendation has to go to the admission department from the referees where students are getting the recommendations from. And this is what we are following in this duration when students are not able to get the physical copy. But once everything get back to normal, I'll have to tell you that we need to send the physical copy of the letter of recommendation and the transcript on the address, like the complete package to the university address itself, the proper physical copy of your transcript and the letter of recommendations. Now, so that's about letter of recommendation. And one thing, with the letter of recommendation, we also need an referee forms, which are the supplementary form from the Mount St. Vincent University. So lot of time agents do send us a letter of recommendation, and we when we ask for the forms, they reply to us that we have already sent. But the thing that you have sent are the letters and not the forms. So we need both of them, letters as well as form. So make sure that you have sent both of them, the letters and the forms, to make the process smooth. Thank you. I hope it's clear to all
Thank
of
you,
you.
Garishma. Now the next question is about sibling discount. So the partner want to know, is there any specific requirement for the first sibling? No, there is no specific requirement. The first sibling and the second sibling both should meet the requirement, the general requirement for the bachelor program. Let's say the student is applying for our Bachelor of Science Biology. That means the student should meet all the requirements for this program, Bachelor of Science Biology. So the generic requirement is overall 60%, 50% in each subject, 55 in the first language, and the student should have 5 academic subjects. So what are the 5 academic subjects? It could be language, it could be the core subject students take, but it should not be the vocational one like drawing, painting, music, Kathak or fine arts. So these are the requirements the student must meet. And if the student is meeting these requirements, and then second sibling is also meeting the requirements, the second sibling will definitely get the sibling discount. So the next question we are having here is again for masters, which we have already covered. We have one query from one of the partner that they want to discuss a profile. Yes, you can discuss the profile. You can either call me, Garishma, or you can email us. We will definitely assess the profile for you. So next query we are having about our confirmation deposit. So the amount of confirmation deposit will be deducted from the tuition fee, or it will be a part of tuition fee. Grishma, would you like to cover it?
Yeah, sure. So whenever you get the email confirmation from the university that student has got acceptance, the fees that is $500 that we say is a non-refundable deposit towards your tuition fees, because that so shows that student is confirming the seat, and after you get the LOA, whenever you will be paying the tuition fees, you will deduct that $500 and pay the remaining fees. So that is a club of the tuition fees. It's not something additional to the tuition fees. So I hope that's what the question is, right?
Right, Garishma. And I just want to add you, the 500 deposit will be a part of tuition fees if the student got the visa. And in case of refusal, only this 500 will be deducted. So the student can pay this $500 through credit card as well. The next question is about the backlogs for master degree and the gap we are accepting. So I would cover it this. So since we are not having any technical programs, so we are accepting 5 to 7 backlogs, right? And the gap, as far as the student is meeting all the requirements like the academic requirements, IELTS requirement, we won't mind if the student is coming to the university with a walking stick. If the student is having a justification for the gap, if the student is working after their education, that's perfectly fine, because we even have a program, Master of Education Lifelong Learning. So for us, even if somebody is coming at age 60, that is perfectly fine, but the student should meet all the requirements. Academic, they must provide the letter of recommendation, they must submit a resume, letter of intent, so there is no issue with the gap.
So basically, we need a proper, sorry to interrupt you,
Yes.
Chitra, but I just want to add on that we need a proper gap justification. Gap is acceptable, but the justification has to be very clear. So that's all.
Sibling discount, I believe we have already covered it. The academic requirement for masters, Basically, the academic requirement for masters is different for every master program. But if I have to tell you what percentage we do required, if your student is having a 3-year bachelor degree, 60% is okay. If your student is having, if your student is having a 4-year degree, then 60% is okay. But if your student is having a 3-year bachelor degree, first thing, it should be from a A rank university or higher rank university. Second, the student must have 70%. But for other requirements like the academic background, it is different from program to program. If you want to know more about our master programs, please write an email to india@msvu.ca with mentioning for which master program you want to know. Or if you want to know about all the master programs, just drop us an email and request for a program matrix. We are having an updated program matrix with all the important detail, what background student must have for every program. It will help you. And if you want to have a training session, just write us an email that you want to have a separate training session. Me and Garishma will definitely do that. Okay, so we are having lot of question here about sibling discount. Garishma, would you like to cover it?
Yeah, sure. So basically, when it comes to sibling discount, firstly, it is given to only bachelor's entering students, right? Even if student is coming for masters or diploma, the sibling discount is not eligible. So sibling discount are given to the students who are entering only for bachelor's degree. Like both of the student have to come to bachelor's degree with us, right? So let's say I will give you two cases. One is in terms of twins. So when any of the twins are coming to us and they are entering in the intake of September 21, let's say, the first sibling is going to pay the 100% of tuition fees for all the 4 years, and another sibling is going to pay 50% of tuition fees for all the 4 years. So that's something very affordable for the pockets of parents when they are planning to send two of their kids to study in Canada. Basically, very cheap and affordable. So that's about the twins. Now, let's say there are siblings 1, 2, 3 years nearby, younger, elder. So the first sibling who is going to enter to us, of course, they are going to pay 100% of fees. And let's say the another sibling is planning to enter in September 21, and the first one was already there who went in September 19. So the second entering student who is going for bachelor's degree in September 21 will need to pay 50% of fees for 2 years. As in, until and unless the first student is enrolled in our university, the second sibling, no matter in which year they are coming, they will get the benefit of that remaining year where the first student is enrolled. They will be paying 50% of fees only. So I hope this is very clear. Now, again, I want to add over here. Now, let's say there are a transfer student, right? There is one transfer student who is coming to us from the another university for the bachelor's degree itself. But make sure the bachelor's degree he is coming to us should be the first bachelor's degree of both of the kids, right? If the student already holds a bachelor's degree and they're coming to us for the bachelor's degree again, the sibling discount will not be eligible for those. So for both of the kids, the bachelor's degree that they are enrolling in Mount has to be their first bachelor's degree. So for the transfer student from wherever they are taking transfer to MSVU, their sibling are also eligible to get the sibling discounts. So yeah, that's all about the sibling discount I want to tell you.
Thank you, Garishma. You cover it very well. Okay, so there are still more queries, but you have already discussed about sibling discount in detail. Okay, so there is question about the average cost of bachelor and which include all other expenses. Okay, so I'll try to cover it because all other expenses depend upon the students. It will vary from student to student. So the bachelor degree are fees for all undergrad program, be it a diploma, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or professional study is same. It's approximately $17,800 for the first year. The fees will increase every year by 3%. And these fees include health insurance for 1 year, student union fees, and the U Pass. Apart from that, every year, student has to pay for their living, their meal plan, for their textbook. For the textbook, it will be from 800 to $1,800. If student is going for pre-owned books, they'll be spending less amount of, if they are going for the new books, they'll be spending around $1,800, right? But for the living expenses, if the student is going for on-campus residence, it will be $9,500 to $11,000, which include 3-time meal plan as well, right? For one academic year, that means 2 semesters. But if a student is going for off-campus residence, so in Halifax, the student can get a 2-bedroom apartment in $1,200 to $1,500 for 1 month, and 4 students can share it. I cannot give you the exact amount because see, it totally depend on the students. Some students can manage for off-campus accommodation and their meal plan within $800. Some students manage in $1,500. That totally depend on the student living style. Now we have one query about is spouse cases are allowed. I'm so sorry. First thing, I didn't understand the question here. Are you asking about if both the spouses are applying to Mount St. Vincent University as a student, or that the spouse will come to Canada as a dependent? If you want to, if both the spouse want to apply as a student, yes, they can. We won't mind it. If they are meeting the requirement for any of our program, be it a bachelor degree or a master program, they can apply for it. But if you are asking about if the spouse can come to Canada, I'm so sorry, we are not the right person to comment on that, because that is something which is not related to university. But yes, there are many students who were married, who applied for our master degrees, and then their spouse joined them later on. But I cannot tell you the process because we are not the authorized person. Okay, so again, a question about if the prime candidate is married. I hope I have answered about it. Okay, so there is one more question about, okay, so it's about the climatic condition of Halifax. Would you like to cover it, Grishma?
Yeah. So when it comes to climate of Halifax, yeah, the first thing I would like to tell you, the meat, because basically when it comes to, I personally met a lot of students who, when I generally counsel them, they are like, "Ma'am, when it comes to Nova Scotia, that is a small province when it comes to map, right? So it is a meat that it's, a very, very cold over there." So I would like to tell you, no, it's not like that. When it comes to Halifax, the maximum temperature which drops down in winter is -5 to -10 degrees Celsius nearby, and not more than that. So that I believe is pretty much favorable condition when it comes to the other part of Canada. When it comes to specifically for the international students and the Indian students, it's very warm kind of condition to live in. Of course, comparing it to Canada, so it's not very harsh. It's good favorable condition, and summers are also good, that you feel like student enjoy the weather basically, because when it comes to Halifax, it's a tourism hub. So the hustle bustle and the beauty is amazing over there.
The next question is again about Halifax. What are the opportunities and why should a student come to Halifax? And they want to know how they can, recruit more and more students for this location. So let me tell you, Halifax is not a small city. Halifax is the capital city of Nova Scotia. And I have also shown you the video about Halifax. Halifax is a port city. It is also known as the Ocean City of Canada. There are more than 2,000 industries, and there will be more industries coming to Halifax in coming years. And why I'm so sure about it? Because I have gone through their financial economical plan till 2031. So last year in 2020, Halifax welcomed 9,000 new residents, and they are planning to have more 100,000 residents in next 10 years. Let me tell you one thing, Halifax is having everything to offer, be it good climatic condition, great exposure, recreation life, quality education, job opportunities, everything is there. So there are industries, there are education institutes, there are jobs into healthcare. So there is no issue with the job. If you want to know more about that, what I suggest you can visit Halifax Partner website. You'll get to know more and more about it. And if you want to know more about part-time jobs, let me tell you, Halifax is one of the top tourist destination on the rise globally. Even at a university campus, we used to offer 300 part-time jobs during the normal times. And when things will back to normal, we will again be offering these jobs. So Halifax is having lot of opportunities in terms of jobs, in terms of quality education. Also, since we are talking about this, I would like to cover about Atlantic Canada Study and Stay Nova Scotia. It is an amazing program. So earlier, the name of the program was Study and Stay in Nova Scotia. The program was so successful that they establish it on a bigger level and they make it Atlantic Canada Study and Stay. Now it is not only for Nova Scotia, but New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador. But for Nova Scotia, let me tell you, this program does not guarantee you a settlement in Canada, Halifax, but this program help all the students into the transition from being a student to a professional. And how does they do it? In the final year of the classes, the student need to register for it. Not every student gets selected for it. A certain number, 60 to 80 students will get registered for it, selected for it, and these students get mentorship. They don't have to put lot of their effort into networking, because they'll get to know everything about the networking, the opportunities, the culture, language requirement, the working environment through this patron, this Atlantic Canada Study and Stay Nova Scotia. So this is a great initiative. Look at the philosophy, study and stay. So they are, very open to this. You study in Nova Scotia, you'll meet the requirements and you can stay back. But to be very frank, I'm just telling you, this is a platform which helps student into the transition from a student to a professional. But I, being a university official, I or Grishma cannot tell you about the immigration thing because we are not authorized. But yes, all the students who will be studying in any of the Atlantic University or any public funded institute, they are also eligible to apply under Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. So there are a lot of opportunities in studying in Atlantic Canada, and Halifax is the largest city in Atlantic Canada. I hope I'm able to answer that. So, okay, so we have one question about, again, the fees for masters. Grishma, would you like to cover it?
Yeah. So when it comes to masters, again, I would like to tell you, like a lot of people ask me why you guys don't have scholarship under for the graduate students, right? So the answer for that is our whole master's degree student can complete in just 18,000 to maximum of $24,000, right? I'm talking about the whole master's program and not the year. So that's pretty cheap when it comes to if you compare it with the other universities where their 1 year tuition cost is maybe 20 $21,000. So when the whole tuition fees is just a student getting in $18,000 to $24,000 of scholarship, sorry, $18,000 to $24,000 of tuition cost, I don't think a student will need scholarships on it. And if student do need it, we have lot of internal scholarship for them. If they entered and they are doing amazingly well, they can definitely have some options for the scholarships ahead. Yeah, that's all from my end, Chitra.
One of the partner is asking about, can a student pay for one semester? So yes, the student can pay for the one semester after paying the confirmation deposit, but I do not suggest it if the student is from India or Pakistan, because it's better if the students submit their file under SDS category. So yes, we cannot say that the student cannot pay one semester fees. They can, but we do not recommend it. One of the partner want to know about the scholarship again. So okay, every year we offer 3 million scholarship and financial aid, and we do offer scholarship for only undergrad program, the entrance level scholarship, and only in September intake. The deadline for that is 1st March. The student must have 80% or higher in their grade 12th. The range of the scholarship will be $700 to $8,000. And how it will be divided. So the student with 80% will get the smallest share of it. The student with the higher percentage will get the major share of the scholarship. And yes, it is renewable if the student maintain the GPA at the university. There is no additional application required for the undergrad entrance level scholarship. The additional application is required for our presidential scholarship, for which student must have 92 to 100 percentage in grade 12, or the student and the student must have active into co-curriculum activities and must have contributed into community services. But this scholarship is not guaranteed. Only the best 6 to 7 students will avail this. I hope I'm able to answer that. So these were the all questions, Garishma, we are having today from our partners. I hope me and Garishma were able to clear some of your doubt today, and it was an informative session. Me and Garishma would like to say you thanks to spend your morning with me and Garishma today. And if you want to have some of the promotional material, or you want to organize a webinar or some live sessions or a training session for your counselor, or if you want us to visit your office, you can write us. You can write me at india3@msvu.ca, or you can write Garishma at india1@msvu.ca. So we will be definitely get back to you and revert with all your queries. If you have some doubt regarding admission, you can still write to us. And if you are having some applications, some profiles to discuss, you can also share it with us. And if you are not yet an authorized agent, please do visit MSM Unify. You can make your account there and you can submit agent evaluation form. Please make a note of it. To be an authorized partner with Mount St. Vincent University, you need to provide 2 positive reference from Canadian public institutes only. And in case you are having any doubt, you can get in touch with me, Garishma, or my colleague, Mansi. Have a good day. Thank you.